Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's me, Jacobs14 here with my week 2 battle for the CPA. We're going against Sork this week. I believe that he is an analyst or something. I don't know. Everybody in the league knows him, so I'm sure he's a cool guy. But anyways, we got Wizard of Snoz here leading our team off with the Choice Specs, Magic Guard, Focus Blast, Size Shock, HP Ice, and Shadow Ball. He's got a lot of weaknesses to Dark and Ghost, so I was trying to expose those this week. The only coverage that I didn't get on this thing was really for the Volcarona and the Garchomp, and so I put HP Ice on there for the Garchomp as I felt like it would be more of a threat. I think that I could deal with Volcarona if I get a Choice Spec Size Shock off on that thing. But yeah, so we're going with enough speed to outspeed his Latios is one of the Lotties. And anyways, we're just going 252 Spatak just because that's what Alakazam does. Next up, we got our super defensive Moonwalker, the Clefable, holding the leftovers unaware. We got Moonblast, Moonlight, Thunder Wave, and Stealth Rock. Thunder Wave is there to slow down his team, as he does have quite a few potential setup sweepers that need to be slowed down for me to deal with. We got Moonblast on there for coverage, especially for the Garchomp, and Moonlight for recovery. Stealth Rock is there as it hurts the Volcarona quite a lot, so I'm going to try to get rocks up this game. Unaware is a great ability this week for Clefable, as he does have a ton of setup Pokemon with the Garchomp, the Mega Gallade, the Azumarill, all physically offensive setup mons. He could even Nasty Baton with the Mew. He could Sword Stance Baton with the Mew. So hopefully I can counter those setup Pokemon with this Clefable, as I think it'll put in a ton of work. Also, the Mega Gallade is weak to the Moonblast, so that's really nice, really handy. Next time we have the Heliolisk. I don't know why I named him that, but he just looks like he would go up to you and just say Nyah. But anyways, we got Life Orb with Dry Skin, Thunderbolt, Dark Pulse, Surf, and Volt Switch. Volt Switch for momentum, Thunderbolt just for powerful stab. I was thinking of bringing Thunder, but I couldn't really rely on Arm Day getting the Rain Dance up all the time. So I just went with Thunderbolt, as we didn't bring Pelipper. And then Dark Pulse again for that just great coverage with the Mew, the Latios, and I think a couple other mods. And then Surf is there for the Nidoking, the Volcarona, and other stuff like that. But anyway, so that's going to be Heliolisk. Oh, also Dry Skin this might even be able to counter Azumarill, because Azumarill might just go for the Belly Drum like Aqua Jet, and I can come in with this thing. Dry Skin makes him immune to water type moves, and I could hit him back hard with a Thunderbolt and potentially kill him. Next up, we got Saber, the Aegislash, Weakness Policies, Stance Change, Shadow Sneak, Autotomize, King Shield, and Rock Slide. This thing, it probably won't be using Rock Slide because I think Shadow Sneak is enough coverage for this team, but anyways, it's just kind of a filler move there. I got Weakness Policy again, as this thing is just stupendous with Weakness Policy. It can take potentially any hit like really well, especially in its defense. It's in its shield form. Shadow Sneak is there just for powerful priority. Autotomize is there to get up his speed. King Shield just to revert back to shield form, and then Rock Slide just, I don't know, for Volcarona. It's really all I needed it for. But anyways, let's move on to Quack Addict, the specially defensive Porygon 2. This thing has the EV Light on it with Trace, Recover, Tri Attack, Magic Coat, and Shadow Ball. This is my counter for its special defense, for its specially attacking mons, like the potential Nidoking, the Lottie, and the Volcarona even, stuff like that. Anyways, we got Recover, because this thing is so hard to kill with its EV Light on. Tri Attack and Shadow Ball, I feel like if I could get Trace the Sheer Power on the Nidoking, those would be putting in a lot more work. Plus, if I could get the Trace with the Levitate, then Garchomp wouldn't be able to hurt me as much, as it did pick up, I believe, 5 kills with Earthquake in week 1, so I was kind of wary about that. Anyways, it's got Magic Coat. I wasn't really sure why, just in case somebody wanted, or if like this was in on the Mew or something and the Mew was doing some shenanigans. But anyways, so yeah, that's Quack Addict. And finishing off our team today is Arm Day, the Mega Swampert with the Swamperedite. It's got Swift Swim, Ice Punch, Waterfall, Earthquake, Rain Dance. This thing is just super good in the rain. It can really punch holes through his team. Basically gets coverage for everything. Ice Punch for the Chomp, for the Lottie, Waterfall for the Could probably two-shot the Mew if it's not like fully defensive. It's good for the Nidoking, like Volcarona. Even the Magneton can't come in on this. The Rotom can't come in on this. Just it really just decimates Sork's team. So anyways, looking for Swampert and the rest of the guys and girls to put in work on this team. So yeah, very good luck to him, and hopefully we pull out a win this week. I'll see you in the battle. And welcome back to the battle against Sork, everybody, as we do have the 2 female avatars on our screen. I forgot to change mine back to the Ash with his hat down. But yes, we got the last versus, I think that's Winona from Goin. Very cool. I can respect that avatar. But anyways, he's got a pretty threatening team. On the other side, I do see that Heliolisk puts in a ton of work, as the only thing that it doesn't have super effective damage for is that Garchomp. I believe that Dark, or that Fighting doesn't resist Dark. I'm not sure on that, but you know, whatever. Heliolisk really looking like it'll put in a ton of work, along with Aegislash. Shadow Sneak could really just hurt his team a ton. And I don't know, I feel like I have a pretty good matchup this week. But anyways, looking at his team, he's got the Nidoking, Azu, could be Belly Drum. That's kind of what I was thinking at the time. I saw the Gallade. I felt like that would just be a Swords Dancing Gallade, as that's usually what they do. So I did bring that Unaware Clefable for his setup mons, as he did have a lot of potential setup, especially with that Azumarill, the Garchomp, the Volcarona even, and the Mega Gallade. But yeah, so Mew's there as well. So he's got some repeat typings on there. He's got 2 ground types, 2 psychic types, so I feel like I can take advantage of that with some ghost type and dark type moves. But anyways, let's get into the battle. Oh, anyways, my lead, I decided just to lead off Heliolisk, I believe, as I could get a Volt Switch on anything. Actually, no, I led out with Swampert because it literally just destroys everything on this team. I brought a Rain Dancing Swampert this week because I didn't really have room on the team to put Pelipper. So yeah, we'll just try to set up the rain and get some good damage off. Anyways, he leads out with the Nidoking, which is great for me, as Armday can come in and just set up the rain. I'm really predicting him to switch out because he stays in on a Mega Swampert, because I could easily just destroy this Nidoking here. But he actually stays in and goes for the Earth Power as I set up my rain. And so he's going to swap out into, I believe it is into Mew. And so I just went for the Waterfall in the rain. That does a ton of damage. Stab plus rain. But yeah, this is a very bulky Mew to be able to take that. So I feel like he's just going to fire off at Will-O-Wisp. So I go into my Magic Guarding Alakazam, Choice Specs. It's got Shadow Ball on it. I feel like this will just do a ton of damage to anything. As I do get burned, that doesn't matter at all. Which is really nice that Alakazam has Magic Guard. That way I have a Magic Guard and an Unaware Pokemon. But anyways, so yeah, I just go for the Choice Specs Shadow Ball, as it'll do a good amount of damage to anything. But he brings in Azu. I was like, okay, I can two-shot this. But no, this thing has got to be Assault Vest. That did absolutely nothing. Predicting an Aqua Jet in the rain. I go into Heliolisk, which has the Dry Skin, as he goes straight away for the Waterfall, actually, not even going for the Aqua Jet. As we take nothing from that, and I'm just free to get off a Volt Switch here, as he stayed in for some reason. If I went for Thunderbolt, I might have killed. I don't know, probably not actually. And I just go into Aegislash here, as I was predicting like a Play Rough or something, but he actually goes for the Knock here, activating my weakness policy. So very unexpected there. But yeah, so I'm just not predicting him too well. But anyways, I go and just click Shadow Sneak, as I am at +2 attack right now, and Aegislash at +2 is absolutely wild. But anyways, yeah, let's see. He brings in Garchomp here. I know that I can't take anything. I do go for the King Shield in case he goes for the Outrage or anything. I mean, there's no reason that he would. As I don't know. I think that he subs up here. Good play on his part. What I really should have done is just click Shadow Sneak, as Aegislash doesn't do a whole lot anymore. But I do swap out, thinking that I could use this for the Mew. And anyways, he goes for the Earthquake on my Unaware Clef. That does 42%. I probably should have just sacked Aegislash there and then come in with a full health Clefable and been able to threaten out his Garchomp. But anyways, he Swords Dance up, I guess not knowing that I'm unaware, as I just click Moonblast. And then here, I just go for the Moonlight, as I know that I can take an Earthquake pretty well and heal up my Moonwalker. So that does another 42%. The first one did 41.9, so yeah, it was pretty much the same. So I just click Moonlight, get up to 85% after leftovers, which is really nice. I'm sure that he realizes that I'm unaware at this point. So I'm just going to fire off a Moon Blast here as his Mew comes in. And yeah, so he takes that decently well, 25%. I can definitely tell that this is a physically defensive Mew. But here I just feel like I will get my rocks up. It does a lot more to him than rocks will do to me. I feel like Mew can't really do anything. So we both actually get our rocks up. But like I said, rocks don't really harm me a whole lot. But anyways, Moonwalker has kind of done its job here. So I'm just going to swap out into the, Alakazam, who takes nothing from rocks because of the Magic Guard, as Mew just clicks Roost. And here I'm free to fire off another Choice Spec Shadow Ball, as it will do a ton of damage to anything, but it does 76% to Mew. This thing is extremely bulky. Knockoff kills me, knocks off my Choice Specs. Probably should have run Focus Sash, but you know, whatever. As Mew is sitting very low right now though, so there's no counter to Mega Swampert at this point. So I go in with Heliolisk, as it can kill with a Dark Pulse, as I do just go for that. And he actually pops in with Garchomp. So with the Life Orb Dark Pulse damage and a Surf, it will be enough to take this thing out. And I know that I do outspeed him. I did speed creep, and we already saw the sub, so he's not Scarf. So I kill him with the Surf, and yeah, so that'll be the end of Garchomp. So we're up by 1 right now. He goes into the Glade. I know that I have to switch out because Heliolisk is still super important right now. As I believe that I just sack the, I just go in to sack the Aegislash. I know that if he does sub up, then I can get a Shadow Sneak off, which he does sub up. And I could take a Shadow Sneak from this range, I believe, if he went for that. And yeah, so Shadow Sneak is going to break the sub. Aegislash just goes down here. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's pretty good that I conserved him for Glade. But anyways, here comes my unaware Clef. Again, he can't like take advantage of Swords Dance right now. And yeah, so anyways, he withdraws Glade and sacks Mew to my Clef. And yeah, so that Mew goes down now. Very good for me. That thing was an issue earlier in the match. We're up by 1 yet again, and Moonwalker is almost at full health, so very nice. I feel like we're playing pretty well at this point. As he goes into the Nidoking, I know that this thing can't really kill Porygon 2, so that's what I go into. My Quack Addict, funny, but whatever. Trace the Sheer Force, which is really nice for me because then I get a little bit extra, or a little bit boosted power with Shadow Ball and Tri Attack. So I just go for the Shadow Ball right, or actually no, I click Recover just to get my health back. As I go, or actually, I did go for the Shadow Ball. Get a crit there. In the end, it really doesn't matter. But he goes for another Sledge Wave, doesn't crit, so that's nice. I click Recover, and Quack Addict is back to 74%. Here I click the Tri Attack as it is more powerful, or do I click Shadow Ball? Let's see. Oh, I do click Shadow Ball. Alright, so I click Shadow Ball. I don't know why I'm not clicking Tri Attack. Probably would have died at this point. But anyways, I do click Recover here as I can't take any one move from anything on his team if I'm at full. So Quack Addict goes up to full. It'd be nice if I was carrying Foul Play on this, but oh well. So he goes for the sub. I just break that with my Shadow Ball. I know that he has sub, so I don't want to really risk that at all. I think that the rest of my team can take on the rest of his team. So he goes for the close combat. I live with 7%, very close, as I go for another Shadow Ball and pick up a kill with Porygon 2 onto the Glade. That was close. That was pretty scary. But anyways, he goes in with the Volcarona here, as it takes 50% from the rocks. I have no reason to switch out, so I feel like just getting some damage off. He goes for the Z Sunny Day here, which I don't even know what it does, but it sets up Sunny Day and raises his speed by 1, which isn't bad. I know that Clef can take a shot from this thing. Anyways, I go for the Tri Attack as he kills me with Flamethrower. It's a crit. Doesn't matter. Anyways, I think that if I recovered earlier, I think that I probably could have gotten this thing, or 1v1 this thing with Porygon. But oh well. I go into Moonwalker. He Flamethrowers. I live on 9%, as I can just T-Wave him here, and that way he's not a problem for the rest of my team. And yeah, so this will also stall Sun out a little bit longer so that I can surf with my Heliolisk and Waterfall with my Mega Swampert. But anyways, I go down to a Flamethrower here as he's at 12%. I just go into Heliolisk as I can finish up the game. I know that his Nidoking isn't Scarf, so I can easily outspeed that. I kill the Volcarona in the Sun with a Surf, and finally it just comes down to Nidoking, and the Sun goes away. Very nice. And I call GG that right there because there's no chance of him winning at this point. And so Nidoking's at 5%. I kill him with the Surf, and that's gonna be a good game. So thanks for battling me, Sork. Something that kind of made me a bit mad was here. Let me scoot this on over to the chat. Sork went ahead and let me know. Of course, you have T-Wave. Like, no other Clefable in the world carries Thunder Wave. Also, it wouldn't have mattered in the end because I could have just Moonblasted him or HP Rocked him if I didn't have Thunder Wave. And so, that kind of sparked a little bit of drama. But you know what? It's fine. Whatever. I can forgive you, Sork, if you can forgive me. Great game. Looking forward to more good games like this in the CPA. I don't know who we have next week, but be sure to stay tuned for that. Anyways, yeah, again, great game to Sork. I don't know if he has a channel. If he does, I'll link it down in the description. But yeah, I'll catch you guys later. See ya.